Alright, so this is DC We the People News. Okay, one more time. At it again, y'all. Um, Now you're gonna recognize these two people here because I showed it previous on my last video, right? Promoting um, how to win in court.com thing. Alright, that one word I can't pronounce. I'm not an attorney, not giving legal advice. If I do interrupt at all, um, it's just my opinion. My opinion only. Do not take it as legal advice, okay? This is learning and educational purposes only. That way we just don't look straight forward, always look around us to be able to protect ourselves by any means necessary, right? We don't want that ball and chain wrapped around our foot connected to the judge or to any other attorneys out there. We want to be able to use our minds. And this one is going to show a small piece, right? I'm not going to make this a long video, but a small section of how you can write these things in your ways, okay? And when you get the basic knowledge of things, how you can grow. Now, this is on the YouTube, the Big Sib, all right? Geez. Let's double check on that, by the way. And then all right, yeah, the Big Sib, okay? TheBigsib, okay? So check him out. And speaking of which, he on the last video I got Steve Emerson talked about him, right? But he actually has on his video, when you go check it out, the whole thing what Steve says. All right, it's about an hour long or something like that. Okay, talking about all through history about the laws, about how we should not pay property tax, right? Because, you know, we go in there, right, in the wrong standing people. We talked about this before, okay? You go in there saying you're a taxpayer. Oh, well, that's not unconstitutional, okay? But the judge doesn't have no choice but to rule on whoever's trying to take your property away. You got to go in there as a different standing as a non-taxpayer. Now you have standing, okay? Because they're the ones making claims, right? Let's just go ahead and proceed forward on this.
Federal Constitution, and of course any acts passed by Congress that have been deemed constitutional, such as the Ku Klux Klan Act of 1871, Civil Rights Act of 1964.
Yeah, let me clear that up one more time. So the taxpayer is constitutional within the guidelines of some form of contract business, trust and all that, okay? All right. It is unconstitutional enforcing you into a form of business that you're not rightfully in, okay? So if you're not a taxpayer under their definition, then they cannot force you to be a taxpayer. Just the same as they cannot force you into a contract, right? We talked about family courts, right? The 4D program. It's a contract. The judges, and you had to fight them tooth and nail. Remember, you are fighting government. Government likes to fight back, right? This is not some Joe Smo on the other side. Government, they have teeth. So you got to know how your standing is.
Things such of that nature, right? These are limitations on government that we've agreed to and the courts have approved as constitutional. At that point in time, it's not a contract, all right? It just isn't. It's not.
Yeah, so here's another creative way. I'm going to show people creative ways to use their record request law. So in this same case, I asked the borough, provide me records of any debt whatsoever, because the attorney identified himself as a debt collector. So
okay, so when he says borough, remember, for some of us others, county, okay, county borough, okay.
So give me any records of a debt that you have that either I or my property owe. And what's he say, Brandon? Again, he did the cut and paste, Brandon. Look. There is no record or document that exists in the possession or control of the borough which satisfies this request. So what? The attorney woke up one day and decided he was going to file a lien against my property. This is not going to end well for this attorney, okay? And listen, we're only getting started here. We're going to get into the meat and potatoes real soon on what a taxpayer is, and you're going to look, your eyes are going to go, oh my God, he's right. That's how it works. That's how it has to work. So I just need you to understand, like, you have a lot of tools available to you. Record requests, discovery. Use them. They're very powerful things, because when I sue this idiot attorney and I bring this guy's affidavit in saying he told me he didn't have any records of a debt, you filed a debt action against me. Where's the debt? Where is it? He's in a lot of trouble. So we'll move on.
I'm gonna pause right there, right? So even then, what they're gonna do is try to put you in what they call an MRAM jurisdiction. Okay, MRAM jurisdiction is somebody has a title over your property, right? Some type of lien. So when you're making payments on your house, the bank holds basically a debt card over your property, and if you don't pay your property off, the bank could come in and confiscate your property. All right, that's MRAM. Okay, they'll come in using MRAM to take your property. When you go in a little deeper, it gets a little trickier. You know, they end up turning around and selling your property. The banks do, to equal their debts, and now there's some other type of contract, and you can challenge all that. But the jurisdiction and what they're trying to do is doing an MRAM on your property. Man. Sorry, people.
It's records. Here we go. That same thing, Trinsley.
See, even that's in his paperwork. Trinsley Pagliaro, right? He's got it in his documents.
Now here's another term, Brandon. How many people would say they're probably a resident? People say, well, you're a resident of Beverly Park, or you're a resident of so-and-so. Well, we're talking about, you use them generis, and the other one that I can never get out, I can never say, but here's how they define. Okay, I gotta memorize that one. Now, I know what it is, I just can't say it. I know it's power, I can write it, but I just can't say it.
The easiest way.
So here's how tax code.
Well, it's in simplicity, it means the associated word meaning. That's what it means. It's the simple.
Yeah, words are known by the company they keep.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, words are known by the company they keep. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to stick on that, right? So when I talked about person before, right? An individual, person, trust, business, all that. You want to stay away from person, right? Because it's under the umbrella, which is, I'm with Fonz here, right? It's a word I can't not pronounce. But in short, it's the umbrella, right? So the person's going to have all these meanings that put you as a person. Again, when you go into court and you're saying I'm a person, you're in the wrong standing. People, you're men and women. Okay? The judges still rule on the other side because of some form of business operating you're on. Trickery of words, people.
So you got associated words canon. Associated words bear one another's meaning. And then next is adduced and generis, where general words follow an enumeration of two or more things. They apply only to persons or things of the same general kind or class, specifically mentioned adjustum generis. And of course, there's a few more in here that are really good. The contextual canons are imperative, and simple things. Look, guys, simple things like the word and or, which is the conjunction, right? Which, if you use the word and, right, that means you. So I like to run, walk, and talk. Well, in order for you to hold me liable for all of those, for the issue, what you would have to do and ties all of them together. Now, in the other context, if I was to go, I'd like to run, walk, and jog, right? Or separated from the other two. And it's called the conjunctive canon. And it's very simple, but these rules of interpretation and simplicity of the English language, it's not complicated. It isn't complicated, but we've never been taught it. So how can you actually wield that two-edged sword with a fine-tooth comb using precise and concise language and back your opponent into the corner, right? Well, that's the purpose of these law groups.
See, right there, right? The two simple words, and or, right? Let's see here.
Now look, listen what it says. Any income tax levied by a municipality on a non-resident who has performed services within the political subdivision levies the tax. Right? So now let's use our deductive logic. If it's a non-resident, wouldn't a resident be somebody that lives in the taxing district and is doing what? Performing services in the political subdivision. There you go. Basic words right in front of your face.
Yeah, there we go, right? The trickery of words is doing to us. It's mind-boggling how they do this to us, people.
That the attorney missed. The attorney didn't read it. You're just in his world, you're a resident. He never went to bother to read the definition of what an actual resident is. And it's not just what a resident is, it's what he does. Look, he performs services in the political subdivision. So I'm neither a...
See, now, I talked about this several videos ago, right? There's more subscribers here and all that. But really, see, my governor lives in a different town than Austin. But he moves to Austin to govern Texas, right? But the house he stays in Austin is a what you call a true resident. All right, true resident is coming in, conducting business, and then turning around and leaving. So what they're saying to you when they say at your resident, that you're just a temporary stay. You don't own this property. You're just temporarily here. Conducting business, by the way.
Resident or non-resident. Because why? I don't perform services within the political subdivision. This is how you beat these people with this stuff, okay? And there's the two, you use them in generis, and so I'll leave it here for just a second. People want to read it, the video, they can pause it. And there's the actual case laws they come from, what the courts have said they are. You know, Steelberg.
I'm going to do that too, as well. Sit there and read it and kind of clear that up. And then you, again, court case right there to back these words up. All right. Sorry, y'all. There you go. I need to learn how to pronounce these words.
Statesman, and then you have down here at the Northway case. They'll tell you what justum generis is and what the other one is. The term we shall not speak, I'll call it. Secretary, whatever. I don't want to embarrass myself.
All right. So
now,
let's do this too, because there's another rule of interpretation. Understand these rules have been here a long time, since before the common law in England. Okay, and one of the beautiful things that happens is you'll see a term. Let's do this. I'm sorry. Let me add my stream. Okay. A term of art is a phrase phrase that has become so well accepted and pervasive in a particular field that it is no longer considered proprietary to its original author. What you'll see is these terms of art continually interlaid, okay, interlaid within these writings, and it is up to you to separate it. But of course, we haven't been taught. Now, go ahead, buddy.
All right, you're gonna love this one, Brandon. This is like taking a wooden stake and driving it through your local borough or township or your county's heart. Now, here's what the courts have said: municipalities are what? Creatures of the state, and what? Have no inherent powers of their own. Moreover, a municipality ordinarily lacks the power to enact ordinances, except as what? Authorized by statute. In other words, they're dead entities that have to do what the legislature tells them they can do. That's what a municipality is. Now,
and again, that is a what? A municipal court, right? The municipal court is only operating business. That's the only authority they have, right? So technically, it don't apply to the people. The municipal courts apply to McDonald's versus Chevron Station. Breaking some type of contract. The grass is more than 3 inches, so it must be mowed. The municipal court can, after the county fines them, then they'll go to the municipal court, pay their fines or whatever, and fight it or whatever. But it really does not supposed to apply to the people itself.
Favorite, Brandon, and this is one of my favorite. This came from I think it's a Supreme Court judge in Pennsylvania, right? Everybody runs from the term sovereign citizen. They're all afraid of sovereign citizen. When you see my lawsuits, I throw sovereign around like it's nothing, okay? I throw it all around my lawsuit. And what did the judge say in Pennsylvania? Here's what he said about sovereign. Article 1 of the Pennsylvania Constitution is titled Declaration of Rights. Look what he says. The entire article is concerned with establishing the principle that what? The people are sovereign, not the state, okay? There are 26 sections in Article 1, okay? 26 sections in Article 1. It says every single section is concerned with the rights of the people, not the state. He says to isolate one sentence.
Wish we go back into what case law? Okay? Do you guys remember? Hell versus Hinkle. We're not obligated to take care of the state. Okay? And you can read the rest of that. This video's gotten too long. I'm going to end it there. These are the little things that we can progressively learn, especially if you take that course, right? And start getting really the basic knowledge of proceeding forward without getting an attorney, right? Take the chains off. Quit going by hearsay. I'm going to need an attorney, and you go talk to the attorney. Everything that attorney is telling you is hearsay. Okay? You go to the tax attorney office to fight your taxes, they're not going to do this right here. Number one, they're either too lazy to actually research the law to do it, or what are they doing when they left college, right? They're only looking straight forward. They're not looking all around them to actually create their business in a better and ordinary fashion to benefit the people. Just saying. So it's one or two things. Okay? These are We the People News. Until next time. Bye, y'all.